Hi, good evening. My name's Sean. I started this YouTube channel at the request of some friends and family. Currently, I live out of my E-Trade brokerage accounts. I don't have a traditional bank account such as Capital One, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or others. All of my W 2 income gets deposited into my E-Trade account. And with that W 2 income, I invest in assets such as stocks, dividend producing ETFs or stocks, and options strategies that allow me to cash flow and or to buy assets at discounted rates or sell, or I guess I should say rent out assets. And as I continue to make more videos, I'll explain each one of those to you step by step in hopes of just helping folks live financially free. Um, my background, I've been investing for a long, long time. I am not a financial advisor. So this is just my journey and my advice and my real life situation. Um, but I believe that we were trained at a very young age in our world, starting in school, to be employees and to pay taxes. And I think that that's not the right way to live. I think the right way to live is to buy assets, to live off those assets, and really to never sell those assets unless it's specific situations to where you know a specific asset's going to go up in value and you know a specific asset's going to come down in value. One of those specifics would be like a rights offering for a stock, and we'll talk about that more as we continue to make more videos. But um, I am a husband. I have four children. We're a family of six. As everybody can imagine, costs are expensive, so I'm always looking for ways to grow my net worth and to just provide a legacy for my family. And I'm hoping that the advice I can share will help you as well, because we're all in the same boat. I would like to retire in the next 5 to 10 years, and I'll tell you how I'm working on doing that. So just to summarize, and then we'll start looking at the portfolio and some other things here. I invest 100% of my paycheck in high yield dividend stocks. That's right. Yes, all of it. I use DRIP, and what DRIP is basically certain dividends will pay you, and then they'll reinvest within that stock. And so some of the stock I own, I reinvest those dividends, such as SPYG here. That's a S&P 500 growth ETF. I reinvest that dividend. This is McDonald's. They have a pretty healthy dividend. I also drip that. CLM and CRF, these are what we call closed end funds, and they actually drip at the NAV. That means net asset value. So we'll talk about that more again, but it provides real value to the investor. If you utilize E-Trade, I'll just go over some very basic things here in the first video. You can see the net account value. This is basically the equity I have in the brokerage. You can see my total unrealized gain right here. This is how much I've made, and it says unrealized because I haven't sold my assets, and neither do I ever plan on selling my assets. I will borrow against my assets to pay bills and to live life and to essentially live out of my brokerage account. You can see that Friday, today is Saturday, May 3rd. So yesterday we had a pretty healthy day in the market. You can see I was almost up there about $3,000 or 1.38%. If you take into account my margin, I actually beat the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, which I'll show you in a minute. You can see my purchasing power here, and we'll get into those specifics a little bit more down the road. If you look at my performance, just to see how I've done against major indexes, if you look at my 3-year track record, you can see I'm at 50% gain here. The S&P is at 33%, the NASDAQ's at 40%, the Dow's at 22%, and the Russell's at 4% there. If you look at the year, it's been a pretty rough start to the year. You can see my line graph rather here is the purple, and you can see where we had that healthy correction of about 20 to 25%. We were all feeling it. And the key in those situations is to not panic, but continue to buy companies that you believe in and to stay true to your strategy. But if you look at my 1 year, again, I'm up almost 29% versus 10.9% in the S&P and 11.27% there in the NASDAQ. Year to date, same story. You can see I'm actually positive where some of the major indexes are negative. So just wanted to show you that the strategy works. I am living at a margin that can scare people. The way I equate it to is like a home equity line of credit. And people do that all the time. If your house worth $500,000 and you owe $250,000 on it, the bank will allow you to pull a certain amount of money out on that at a discounted rate because it's secured with your asset. Brokerages are the same way. I've been investing a long time, and I'll show you my account balance just to give you an idea. So it works the same way. Essentially, as a house, you can see my net account value, and I'm paying bills. I have an E-Trade card that they send me. I pay bills out of this account. You can see this is my equity. This is just like your house equity. This is the equity I have in my brokerage. You can see I'm shorting some stocks, which we'll talk about. You can see the amount I could immediately withdraw right now based off of what we call margin maintenance. That's essentially what the brokerage says you have to keep available as a cushion so you don't get into any risk of what we would call a margin call. And again, I'm trying to just be very basic in this opening video. Day trading, I make some trades during the day and I have a lot of leverage there if I need it, but I typically don't day trade a whole lot, but I will share strategies in the future. I always maintain at least 50% margin equity within my account. You can see the column on the right is real-time values as of this moment, and then it will show you the previous close, which of course was Friday, so not a lot has changed, but you can see my margin equity went down a little bit because I'm paying bills out of my brokerage with my debit card. And so you can see every 2 weeks, I have my paycheck coming in here. So the paycheck flows in. I buy assets, which are in my portfolio. You're going to see the whole view here. We'll go back to my accounts. I won't share my whole portfolio right now, but you can kind of see all the different stocks I have. As I'm buying dividend assets, you can click on this estimated income tab within E-Trade. And it'll show you this ebbs and flows, but it'll tell you how much dividends am I projected to get within the year. This is a little low. Typically, I'm around 45,000 to 50,000. The reason it's a little bit low is because Cornerstone, which you'll see down below and I'll be talking a lot about, is doing a rights offering. So when a rights offering happens, the stock can become quite volatile because they're bringing more shares to market. But anyway, this will bounce back up once I fully participate or buy back during that rights offering. But you can see just the different dividend stocks and what they're paying. You can see about what I would get in the next month. So again, this will pay my mortgage and some. And every time my paycheck comes in, essentially I'm buying more assets. I'm utilizing margin to pay my bills. And eventually this will snowball and end up paying for itself and expediting my retirement plans. I am a Christian man. All this is up to the good Lord. It's not in my hands. I've been blessed with some good financial acumen, but again, I have my plans. He has his, but I'm prayerfully hoping that I can retire before too long and get into ministry or other things or helping people live financially free. Well, I guess that will probably do it for this video. Like I said, I'll make more videos as we go and just share how I would like to live a FIRE lifestyle. That stands for financially independent, retire early. If you hear that, you can reach out to me. Please like and subscribe if you're interested. We'll be talking about how I track inflows and outflows in future videos as well. And this might have closed off, but it'll show you kind of my inflows and outflows of money. Again, I'll sell options and I'll get my dividends and I have my normal expenses, and it'll show me basically how am I running my personal finances like a business. And I love business. I have a master's degree in business, and I really enjoy just the work that I'm able to do within the family finances. So again, we'll get into that more in the future. Please feel free to reach out to me. I need to look at my new email. My new email is sean.paychecks2portfolio@gmail.com. please reach out to me if you'd like to discuss more, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks.